Hi everyone, if Google Drive is literally driving you crazy because of the organization factor, I have a couple of tips if you haven't started yet that might be able to help you along the way in organizing it a little bit faster. So my biggest problem is obviously finding things. I come in and it's just a hot mess of documents everywhere. The biggest thing that might help you the fastest is to create files. So if you don't have very many files, just creating some very general, broad-based files tends to help because they're always at the top. Of course, you have two layouts. You have the initial layout in a grid view, or you also have a list view that will also generate. In the list view, if you'll notice, there's a few things that might stand out to you. First of all, hopefully you see color here. I am kind of a color-orientated person. If I associate a folder with a certain color, it really helps me identify it a little bit faster. The default is a slate gray color for each folder that's placed inside of Google Drive. But if you want to change that color and you want to make a particular folder stand out so that it's more noticeable for you, all you need to do is go over to that folder, right-click on it, and go down to Change Color. There are several different colors to choose from. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there are 24 different colors for you to choose from. Sometimes we have a little bit of some OCD tendencies, perhaps myself, that we have to put it in the colors of the rainbow, except for brown, but I didn't know where else to put it. So you can organize it that way, or if you just have a couple of folders that you want to stick out so that you can readily access them at any point in time, then they'll be available for you. The other thing that tends to drive me crazy inside of Google Drive is finding the folder I want quickly. So there's a couple of things that you can do. Number one, it's in how you name the folder. If it's your folder and you are the owner of it, one of the quick ways to put them inside of the order that you want, I'm going to put it back into the grid view, is all in the naming. So first of all, we know we name our folders, right? But in order to put them in the correct order that you want, because if you notice, the way that sometimes it's ordered according to the name of your folder can be a little bit wonky and it drives me crazy. But if you do a really simple trick, if you want that folder to appear first, up in the upper left-hand corner, you got to put the number 1 in front of it. So put numbers in front of each file folder name, and that is the order that they will preference inside of the view. Now, if you want to know how to do that, then you just right-click on the folder, you go down to Rename, click on it, rename it how you like, and then go ahead and click OK, and we'll automatically organize it for you. And again, putting the number in front of each folder name will help keep them organized. Okay, so that would be the first couple of tricks that I have in order to help keep things a little bit more organized inside of Google Drive. Color coding your folders and then placing a numeral in front of each folder in order that you want them to appear. The second thing that I can do is that sometimes there are very particular files or folders that you want access to that are buried inside of other folders. For example, my PLC folders, who I am not an owner of and often cannot make changes to that folder. So if it's a common folder that maybe is used by your department or your PLC and you want to gain quick access to it and not have to search for it, then what you want to do is you want to simply star that particular folder. So for example, if I were to go into this particular folder, and again, let's just say that I want to make sure I can readily access one particular folder. Maybe I access it weekly or daily, or it's just something very important or prioritized for my organization. Then I'm going to go to that folder, I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to put it Add to Starred. Add to Starred. Once you do that, if you'll notice down here on the left-hand side of your toolbar, you will have Starred. When you click on it, that folder will then appear. So you can see that I have several folders that I have starred. These are ones that I readily access and I want to have immediate access to on a frequent basis. So I can pop them up right there because these are embedded inside of other folders, which makes them a little bit more difficult to get to quickly. So starring them will help me do that quite easily. Okay, and remember, just because you have color-coded and organized your files on the outside doesn't mean you can't on the inside as well. You are welcome to go inside of your folders that you have created on the inside and do the same thing. You can go ahead and prioritize them, change their name if you want to, or you can go ahead and add a color to the folder so it sticks out a little bit more prominently to you, okay? So those hopefully are a couple of just very quick, simple tricks that will help kind of clean up your drive, make it a little bit more readily accessible to you, and easy to find particular files. I hope this helps, and have a great day.